The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark.
Glory to you, O Lord.
The disciples of John and the Pharisees were accustomed to fast. People came to Jesus and objected, "Why do the disciples of John and the disciples of the Pharisees fast, but your disciples do not fast?" Jesus answered them, "Can the wedding guests fast while the bridegroom is with them? As long as they have the bridegroom with them, they cannot fast. But the days will come when the bridegroom is taken away from them, and then they will fast on that day. No one sews a piece of unshrunken cloth to an old cloak. If he does, its fullness pulls away the new from the old, and the tear gets worse. Likewise, no one pours new wine into old wineskins. Otherwise, the wine will burst the skins, and both the wine and the skins are ruined. Rather, new wine is poured into fresh wineskins." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord.
We as Catholics really prize the virtue of obedience, and I always like this. Reading from the letter of Hebrews that we read, our first reading, it says, "Son though he was, he learned obedience from what he suffered. And when he was made perfect, he became the source of eternal salvation of all who obey him." That last kind of line sticks out to me a little bit today, all who obey him. So I think in our desire in these challenging times when we're trying to trying to discern the voice of the Lord through those who have authority in this world and the church and whatnot, our main objective is to obey Jesus through them, right? Obey the Father in these realms, whatever it is, state, church, whatever. And so I in wrestling with that in my own life, I kind of Lord, okay, help me to be obedient to you. And what I mean by obedient, what does obedience mean? Obedare, to hear. It comes from the Latin to hear. So to hear the voice of God through others in this sense. And so I've just, in my humble way of kind of discerning that is, hey, if it's peace, it's from God. If it's fear, it's not. That's just how I have kind of, has helped me kind of discern the voice of God in the midst of kind of some more craziness. So I guess I throw that out to y'all, whatever it's worth, of how maybe in your own life to listen to the voice of God. We want to obey the voice of Christ, the voice of the Father. And we put a lot of stock in that in our church and even in the world, but it's sometimes we're called to obey our conscience first. So Lord, speak to me through them. The voice of peace, I accept and follow. The voice of fear, I'm a little bit more hesitant. So just a little bit of tidbit, how we can healthily discern and be at peace with being obedient to the Father through those means in our world, how to discern that well. Peace accept, fear reject.